So it's crazy, but we're on our last day of Tokyo already. We take the bullet train to Kyoto tomorrow at the Hotel Monterey Kyoto is where we'll be staying, so that's all arranged, hopefully. Today we're going to do a chiller day. Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. We're going to Chiba for sure. We're doing the Oregairu pilgrimage. And Oregairu is one of my favorite animes. I already showed it off some of the merch I got. Thankfully, Oregairu has a rabid enough fan base that a dude made an extremely detailed pilgrimage map. So we can actually hit up most places pretty easily. And for lunch, we are not doing Japanese, we're doing Chinese today because Nick is craving spicy and there's a Sichuan place near us. So that's what we're doing. Then maybe we'll do a Ueno Park afterward, but our end goal tonight is that we're finally going to do Ichiran ramen. There's one near Ueno Park. So that's the plan. And I just want to say shout outs to Kayla. Good luck with the fight out there. Got me pretty worried right now, but good luck with that. And I'm sorry I can't be there right now. So Nick hasn't realized it, we're at the restaurant. And the music behind me is a violin version of Despacito. It kind of slaps, honestly.
It is.
So I just wanted to document that. That's pretty funny. So I got an appetizer here. We got some duck eggs with mad spice on it. A lot of spice on it. Let's see how it is. So Nick, our culinary expert's going in. Duck egg can be quite not spicy, salty. If Nick could ever pick up the thing, there we go. Because it's like going to be gelatinous. Because I love that. Let's see, here we go. Let's get some of that good spice.
Not that spicy.
Oh,
It's actually pretty balanced.
Pretty balanced? I love duck egg.
This is my first time having duck egg, so it's not bad.
Yeah, I love that gelatinous feel.
I think I prefer the chicken variety.
Chicken egg. A little spice, a little kick in there. A little kick. Yeah.
Very garlicky.
Never too much spice, never too much garlic. Very good. So we got our food. I got a spicy chicken thing. I had to beg Nick for some rice because he got a mapu tofu lunch set. That's what this place is known for. So mapu tofu is great. Unfortunately, tofu sometimes makes me sick, and Nick might die because he's got a flamethrower dish. It looks like.
That's good, but man, that's...
Whew. Got a kick?
A little bit.
A little bit? Yeah, it doesn't look too... They think us white people can't handle it. But mine's only 2 spicy things. Nick is supposed to be 3 for the mapu tofu set. But give mine a try here.
Boy, that builds.
Yeah, I was saying, I think the heat builds. The duck eggs built a little bit.
That builds.
Nick's gonna be in shambles by the end of this. But let's see how mine is. That's delicious. Nicholas is trying to kill me.
One piece.
One piece of tofu will be okay. But man, that chicken is good. Yeah, tofu is very, very good. It's actually hot enough with enough pork stuff in there that I might be able to avoid acid reflux. But Nick is going to be in for a fun time. It's got a good kick to it.
Yeah.
So believe it or not, Nick and I are actually pretty good with spice. We handle this a lot. It's got a lot of kick. Not an easy one to get through, but man, it is good. I'm gonna dip my chicken in there for that little sauce because they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. This is good stuff. So Nick's gonna be in heaven and hell right now, but it is good. That's some good stuff. So we decided to get some desserts. So here's my chocolate parfait, and I've got to throw all the nuts off. And then Nick's strawberry one there. He's looking very, very aesthetic. So we have made a long journey. We're basically outside of Tokyo now. We're in Chiba, which is a little outside Tokyo. I guess it's technically part of Tokyo, but it's like an hour away. And we are here for our Oregairu pilgrimage, which is very exciting because Oregairu is one of my favorite shows. And it's so documented that it's very easy to find the places. So here's the train station. Definitely recognize the Marimpia that's in the show. Pretty cool. And so we're gonna hit up all the cool locales of Oregairu. Okay, on closer inspection, I lied. So I know Oregairu like the back of my hand. and there's, what is going on over there? Like, this is kind of scary because from our perspective, it looks like that dude is running toward us in the bushes. Well, we have somehow ended up in a battle scene. But I know Oregairu like the back of my hand. This is not the pavilion I'm looking for. The pavilion I'm looking for is circular, not squarish. So, moving on. We're at the famous, well, we're famous for weebs, land bridge, which we'll get to in a second. But right next to it is a Caesarea, which is a Italian chain in Japan, which is Hiki's favorite restaurant. So it's cool. It's right by the famous land bridge. So we're gonna go. I'm gonna vlog my way going up this. So you might be like, Colin, it's just okay. There's a person here. I gotta be quiet. Let's see if he walks the other way. Okay, he walked the other way. We're good. You might be like, Colin, it's just a land bridge. It's crossing the highway. Why are you going here? Well, it's not just a land bridge. It is the land bridge. This is where Hiki confesses to Yukino at the end of the show, season 3, episode 11. Stop laughing, Nick. So, Oregairu is one of my favorite shows. I mentioned this in the Akihabara purchases part vlog. But Hiki's my favorite character. He's many people's favorite character, but he's mine because I relate a lot to lonerdom. I'm basically Hiki without the character development. And so Oregairu ended in, well, the part, season 1 and 2 ended 2015. I watched it then, before college. And then I waited 7 long-ass years for the show to finish. And it finally did, on the spot. Well, not on the spot, on a piece of paper that was made into an anime. But this is the spot where the confession finally happens. I waited 7 years for that confession, and we are here. So I know this scene like the back of my hand, so I can like reenact it. I'm not going to reenact it all completely, but I'm going to go back to the start, to flex off that I know this thing like the back of my hand. So Oregairu's confession scene is the most convoluted thing, but I know it like the back of my hand. When it came, I watched it like 30 times in a row. I've seen it over 50 times now. I can do it by heart. I won't do it by heart, but I will give you the basic scene. So they're walking up here. They start here. He has just thrown a fake prom to try and stay in Yukino's life after she tries to distance herself because she wants to be independent. It's a long story. She tells him that it was scary to see her parents are rich and famous, get dragged along by Hiki, and he says, yeah. And then she asks him why he did that, and as we get here, we gotta get over here. She asks him why he went to so much effort, and he tells her it's to stay a part of her life. And then she stops her bike and was like, huh? And she's like, I told you to grant Yui's wish. Yui's the other girl in the love triangle. So Hiki stops the bike and she looks back at him incredulously. And he's like, I am granting part of her wish because Yui wants to stay in your life too. And then she gets mad at him and starts walking away this way. She's like, I can stay in part of your life without being like involved. And he's like, no, you can't. And she starts running away this way. Sort of speed up to demonstrate panic. And then he's like, if I let her go, she'll be out of my life forever. And he grabs her hand. And he stops around here. And they blush because they're in anime. And then Hiki tells her that he wants the privilege of distorting her life. Those exact words. And then Yukino understands, he's like, what the fuck does that mean? And then Hiki gives a philosophical spiel about how he can't really change her life given the sort of dude he is, but at the very least he can distort it a little bit by being a part of her life. And she's like, well, if you're a part of, that's what you mean by distorting. You've distorted my life for a while now. Very romantic. And then Hiki is like, you can't give her a future or prospect or stuff like that. You can only give her abstract things like emotions, the future, and feelings like that. And there's a person coming now. I feel awkward. But he says that, and Yukino's like, I don't have much to offer. And then Hiki's like, that's okay, and he jokes it off. He's like, I don't have much to offer either. And he says, it's a good time to invest in me. It's so low, it can only go up. She gets mad at him for joking. Cute mad. And then after that, she confesses back by asking him to give her his life. And then they hug on this bridge here in the middle. So that's basically the last scene of episode 11 of season 3. Where we're gonna go next is part of their dates in the last episode of season 3. And hopefully get the park and the high school too. And we're gonna try and find a Max Coffee. Okay, Oregairu knowledge flexed. So we're walking away from our pilgrimage site. I just want to comment that I'm not the only one who fanboys there. That's just a normal ass land bridge, and it has 44 Google reviews that are all just joke reviews saying very genuine bridge, stuff like that, because being genuine is the theme of Oregairu from Hiki's famous spiel in episode 8 of season 2. So all the comments are like very genuine bridge. So I'm not the only one being a weirdo at that bridge. So we have made it to one end of one of the parks that show up in Oregairu. This is very unassuming. It's amazing what sunset lighting and anime can do to a park. But we're going to check out the other end of it too. But I call this the Yui Gets Rejected Park. Now Yui's a great character, but she's not the one for Hiki, and so he does the right thing, letting her down. But this is one of the areas. If we can find the swing set, that's where she gets rejected. But the Yui and Hiki hang out at this park a lot. I'm guessing the Japanese passerby always are so concerned, but now we're at the actual park area that shows the part that's in the show for this park. So flip the camera on me. So we're in one of the pavilions. There's a dude there in the other pavilion. The other pavilion is episode 10 with Iroha. And then over there is the swing set where Hiki rejects Yui. He doesn't reject her, but he says, "Don't wait for me." In the context of the scene, it was a rejection. So imagine poor Yui, love of your life, rejects you on a children's swing set. So I gotta be a little quiet here, because just gotta be a little quiet here. But to our right, which I'm not going to show on camera, because students there. You're walking into the gate is Sobu High School. That's where the main action of Oregairu takes place. So that's the reason Yui and Hikiro was hanging out at the park, because it's right next to their school. But yeah, that is the plot of Oregairu in that building to our right. So I got some perfectly competent pictures of the school that I took as quickly as I could to try and make sure no students got in it. And Nick is berating me for not getting good enough ones, so we gotta loop back later because he wanted the glass stairwell or whatever. I didn't even see it, but like, look, there's cool glass. Jesus, Nick. I'll just take a picture of that and we'll stay here. But we're at Inagi Seaside Park, which is some parts of the later parts of season 3. So we're vlogging along here. So Nagisai Park's to the left of us. There's a nice water thing, but we're here because this is where Yukino and Hiki go on a date in the last episode of the show. And yes, I am degenerate enough. I would film a place where 2 anime characters go on a date. So this is kind of an ugly ass beach right now, but they're cleaning it up right now. But it is an ugly ass beach. That is the location of some scenes in Oregairu, mainly towards one Hiki's putting together his fake prom as an excuse to confess to Yukino. And so you better believe we're here, no matter how pedestrian the beach it is. And we've made it the last stop on our Oregairu pilgrimage. This is second to last scene of the show. This is where the last event of the show takes place, and that little terrace there, a couple people are there, that is where Yukino confesses to Hiki in response by being more straightforward, and that is, instead of saying like, "Let me destroy your life, you give me your life," she just tells him she loves him there, and that's how the show mostly ends. So we made it through our Oregairu pilgrimage. It's a water thing, but hold it at the top. Okay, so helping you get this water. Okay, you got it. We're at Ichiran. It gives this very cute little setup here. Here's our egg, got our water, and we're just waiting for our food now. So we got our noodles, and look at that glow. So I'm just gonna, Nick's already bastardized his by mixing everything in. But I'm gonna just get a sip of the broth first. Oh, that is delicious. Absolutely delicious. That broth is fantastic. Okay. So next thing I film is after I stir in the spice here. Nick and I got 8 times spicy. So vlog this, but this is amazing. This stuff is good. Try the pork.
Because I got the richer broth.
Okay, I'll try that in a second. And the pork's very good too. It's so good. So I mean, the noodles are amazing, but lastly I just want to show, look at the golden shine on that egg. It's beautiful, beautiful. Spice level 8's about perfect, maybe a little higher. The 8 out of 10, but yeah, really good stuff. So what's the verdict on Ichiran ramen? Well, for us, it certainly lived up to the hype.
It's very good.
So it was really, really good. And by really good, I mean really fucking good. Now, what Nick did is Nick went full flavor on everything. I went medium flavor on most things, but I added a full clove of garlic, the max. And then on the spice meter, it goes up to 10. They recommend 3. Nick and I went 8. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
I think 8's just about right for me. I think most people you want a little lower, but yeah, it's a bowl of lava, and honestly, that helps me a lot with the broth. So because sometimes the soy parts of the broth can get to me, but fucking melt that away.
Yeah.
And so now flip the camera. And now we're in Ueno Park. We're just walking around now, enjoying the evening. It's our last bit of Tokyo, to be honest. So we're just gonna chillax. All the facilities are closed. We're gonna watch the more scenic areas. Oops. So I'm gonna take a picture in a sec. I'm gonna vlog this moment because Nick's gonna go have a battle for his life. Him and the spice have been at odds this last day. So I'll just vlog this quietly. Very pretty area. Once again, this is another area that's famous for the cherry blossom soccer petals in the spring. But unfortunately, we can't do that here. So we missed that. So we're gonna have to settle for non-cherry blossoms, but still very aesthetic. You know, sometimes Nick and I's dilly-dallying and getting lost and whatever has its benefits. Like, this looks way cooler at night with the lights here. So yeah, we're gonna do a lot of shrines in Kyoto, but it's cool to end one in Tokyo too. So we're back in the Ariake Garden area. We decided to do one last dessert to splurge a little bit because last night here. I did the same thing?
Yeah.
Okay. So we got
It looks good.
an orange, strawberry, kiwi in there.
Kind of expensive for 10. You got a bigger one.
I got a bigger one. Yours looks bigger. Nick's just looks objectively big. Okay. They're literally the same size, Nick.
No. It's big.
Okay. And then after, Nick's gonna try it for us. And then after that, going back to the hotel and I'll give some thoughts about Tokyo. It's good? Pog. So we have finished our last day in Tokyo. Nick's about to go destroy our poor bathroom again. Here you go, Nick, for the camera. Yeah, so I'm not gonna go in that bathroom for a while. Instead, I will start putting together vlog 6. We have one more meal in Tokyo. We have our breakfast tomorrow at the fancy buffet downstairs. But yeah, Tokyo is fantastic. Food was great. Locales were great. I mean, like, the food being great shouldn't have been a surprise, and it wasn't a surprise, but it was great. But my family, I think, was more excited for the trip than I was because I hate traveling. And I'm glad that they were excited about it because I did have a great time when I was here. I think it was actually important I finally do a vacation because in the last couple of years I've gotten more and more insular into my own little world. And I think this was a good recharge to see the world experience and do things I normally don't do typically. So
I could agree with that.
So I had a great time going to all the locales and even being sometimes it's very stereotypical tourist. Maybe some quick thoughts about some of the things. Well, one, good luck out there, Kayla. I'm sorry I'm not around. It's probably good I'm not around. I just pass out and be useless. But you, good luck out there and hope it works out. Now, Kayla and Kyle were worried that I would meet a nice Japanese girl and just run away here. So there was a grand total, I think, of one person who communicated with us unprompted, and that was the old lady next to us at the tempura bar.
Correct.
And she was awesome. So, like, No, you did not have to worry about a nice Japanese girl. If I wanted a nice Japanese girl in my life, I would have to go up and down the red light district and beg, or I'd have to go on a dating app because no, they are not talking to foreigners. And the only time I initiated conversation with anyone outside of like for food or for services was asking a random dude in Akihabara in one of the shops how I was supposed to buy my figure. And he didn't know. So, and that was a white dude, Russian, I think. So no, is Japan xenophobic? Maybe a little bit. No one sits next to us on the train, for the most part, if they don't have to. But no, they were very polite and very nice. So, but no, they are not desperate for white people. They will not talk to you unless they have to, unless you go and talk to them, which I can't communicate with them very well anyway. So Japan, maybe they're xenophobic, but they didn't display it to us very much. Now, what they are phobic of is fat phobic. Just 100% sure that there are not fat people in Japan for the most part. City of 40 million, I saw like one overweight person, like significantly overweight, maybe a couple of smaller overweights. And secondly, I just think it's impossible to live in Tokyo for the most part and be very, very overweight.
Obese.
Or
Yeah.
be obese because it's just, you have to do a lot of walking to get around this place. And so, yeah, that part of Japan is true. But yeah, I had a great time. It's kind of sad it's over. It went by in a flash, but we're on to Kyoto tomorrow. Kyoto's a lot smaller, but is also still a pretty tourist-heavy area. So, yeah. Goodbye, Tokyo, even though we don't leave you till tomorrow.